Imagine stepping outside on a quiet night. The usual sparkle of stars is missing. The sky is a void, as though something has consumed every point of light. The moon is hidden behind a dark curtain, leaving no trace of its glow. You glance around, expecting the comforting hum of nocturnal life, but all is silent. You start to feel it, the chilling sense that you are not alone. The air is thick with an unsettling energy, and you can almost hear the faintest whispers carried by the wind. Suddenly, you notice movement in the shadows, something unnatural. It's not the breeze rustling the leaves, not a simple animal passing by. These creatures, they aren't of this world. As you stare into the darkness, your heart begins to race, and you realize this night is different. This is the night of no stars, a night when the stars vanish and creatures from beyond the veil of reality slip into our world. The kind of night where the line between the known and the unknown blurs, and what we thought we understood about our world is upended. But what if this night has been waiting for us, waiting to awaken something we never should have uncovered? Tonight, we delve into the mystery behind these terrifying beings, and what happens when the darkness consumes more than just the sky. Stay tuned, because you won't want to blink once we dive deeper into the night of no stars. As the creatures emerge from the void, you begin to realize that the absence of stars is more than just a physical phenomenon. It's as if the very nature of reality has been altered. The world, once vibrant and full of life, now seems like a broken echo of what it was. The absence of stars isn't just an eerie sight. It's a sign that the boundaries between worlds have thinned and something ancient, something otherworldly, has slipped through. These creatures, they move differently from anything you've ever seen. Their movements are erratic and unnatural, but there is a strange kind of intelligence behind them, a chilling awareness that they are in control. The way they glide through the darkness with an unsettling grace, their eyes glowing faintly as they track every movement, suggests they've been waiting for this moment. A moment when the stars no longer shine, when the veil between dimensions is at its thinnest. With every passing minute, the atmosphere grows heavier. The silence, once peaceful, has turned into a suffocating pressure. The stillness feels wrong, almost unnatural. The trees, which once seemed like stalwart guardians of the land, now appear twisted and bent, as though they, too, are caught in the pull of this malevolent force. The ground beneath your feet seems to shift, subtly, like it's no longer solid but a living entity, one that could swallow you whole without a second thought. You hear them now, the whispers, faint at first, like distant murmurs on the wind, but gradually growing louder, more distinct. It's not the language of any human tongue, but something older, more primal, a language that predates civilization itself. The creatures don't speak. It's their thoughts that echo in your mind. You feel their presence, their awareness, pushing against the walls of your consciousness. At first, the whispers are disorienting, making it difficult to focus. But then, you start to recognize patterns. These aren't random sounds. They're deliberate, intentional. They're trying to communicate with you. But what are they saying? What do they want? The more you listen, the more unsettling it becomes. The creatures are not merely observing you. They're studying you, probing your mind, and you start to feel it, this strange sense of connection to them, as if they are feeding off your fear, your confusion. With each passing second, you realize that they are more than just alien creatures. They are an ancient, powerful force, and they have come for something. But what could they possibly want from us? You try to move, to run, but your body refuses to respond. It's as if you're caught in their gaze, frozen in place. Every instinct tells you to flee, but your legs are as heavy as lead. You feel the pressure mounting, the weight of their thoughts pushing against your mind, making it harder to breathe, to think. Your vision blurs, and for a moment, you're no longer sure if you're seeing the creatures or if the darkness itself is becoming them. Suddenly, you hear a loud, hollow sound, a deep, resonant thrum that vibrates through the very air. The creatures stop, their heads turning as one toward the source of the sound. You follow their gaze, heart pounding, and see the impossible. From the center of the empty sky, something is emerging, something larger than any creature you've seen. It isn't a beast or a monster, but something far worse. It's a presence, an entity that seems to hang between dimensions, too vast to comprehend, too alien to understand. Its shape is ever-changing, like smoke or shadow, always shifting, always growing. The air around it crackles with raw energy, bending the laws of physics, warping the very space around it. As this entity begins to descend, the creatures seem to bow, their forms flattening in a gesture of submission. The whispers intensify, now deafening in your mind, as if the entity itself is calling them forth. You feel it now, the full weight of their presence pressing down on you, wrapping around your thoughts, squeezing your chest. You realize, with a horrifying clarity, that the creatures are not the real threat. They are merely servants of something far older, far more powerful, a being that exists outside of time and space. This entity, this cosmic force, is the true power behind the night of no stars, and it has come to claim what is rightfully its own. As you stand there, paralyzed by fear, your thoughts race. How could this be? How could something so vast, so incomprehensible, have been waiting for this moment? The stars vanishing, the creatures appearing. It was all part of a much larger plan. A plan that's been unfolding for eons, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right time to strike. And as the entity grows nearer, the last shred of hope that you had begins to fade. You can't run. You can't fight. You can only watch as the night consumes everything around you. It's as though the world itself is crumbling, unraveling beneath the weight of this cosmic intrusion. The creatures are closing in, their glowing eyes locked onto you, their movements synchronized, as if they're waiting for your next move. But you have no next move. You're trapped in their web, surrounded by creatures from another dimension, their whispers echoing in your mind, pushing you toward the entity. They want you to come closer, to surrender to the darkness. And just when you think it's all over, when the weight of the darkness is too much to bear, you feel it. A shift, a pull, a strange tug in the back of your mind, as if the very fabric of reality is tearing and something from within you is being drawn into the void. Could this be it? Are you about to cross the threshold into whatever comes after this world? Or are you simply becoming another part of the night itself? And just like that, the night of no stars draws closer, its secrets shrouded in the vast, impenetrable dark. As the shadows deepen, you realize that the creatures from beyond the veil were only the beginning. The entity that looms over this night is something far more terrifying, something that's been waiting for this moment, waiting for you. But what happens next? Will you be able to escape its pull, or will you become another lost soul in the eternal darkness? The boundaries between our world and the unknown are fragile, and once the night has claimed what is its own, there may be no return. What do you think? Are the creatures merely the servants of a greater force, or is there something more sinister at play? Do the stars hide ancient secrets, or have they been consumed forever? I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you believe awaits us in the night of no stars. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss what comes next. The mysteries are far from over, and you won't want to miss the next chapter. Until then, stay safe, and remember, not all darkness is empty. Story number 2. Imagine standing at the edge of a lake, the water so still that it mirrors the sky above, a perfect, serene reflection. It looks peaceful, almost too peaceful, but there's something unsettling about it. The kind of quiet that makes you question, what's really beneath the surface? This is no ordinary lake. Welcome to the Silent Lake, a place where silence isn't just golden, it's ominous. Beneath its calm exterior lies a deep, dark secret that no one dares speak of, a secret that has been buried for centuries. The water, as clear as glass, hides something unspeakable, something that defies explanation. Locals tell stories, whispers passed from one generation to the next, of strange sightings, eerie sounds that rise from the depths, and a presence that watches you, even when you're alone. But what if I told you that the lake has been waiting for someone to discover the truth? The truth that could change everything we know about this world, and about what lurks in the shadows of nature's most peaceful places. As we dive into the mysterious history of the Silent Lake, be prepared. What you're about to hear might just haunt you long after the video ends. So, stay with me, because once you step into this world, there's no turning back. Welcome back to the story of the Silent Lake, a place that, on the surface, seems nothing more than a quiet body of water. But as we dig deeper, as we start peeling away the layers, we realize that the lake has been hiding its secrets for centuries, and there's a good reason why people avoid it. They say that when you get close enough, you can feel it, that creeping sense of dread, that strange chill that runs down your spine. But is it just the natural atmosphere, or is something far darker pulling you in? You see, the Silent Lake is unlike any body of water you've ever encountered. Its stillness isn't a peaceful kind of calm. It's the type of silence that makes you wonder, what is it hiding? The first records of the Silent Lake come from the ancient villagers who lived in its shadow. For centuries, people have lived near the lake, but no one dares to stay for long. The first settlers in the area spoke of a lake that was too quiet, and they never trusted it. They believed that the waters were cursed, that they had an otherworldly power that could take lives without a trace. Ancient stories speak of a time when the lake wasn't so calm. It was once the site of a thriving civilization, a people known for their advanced knowledge of the stars and the earth. This was a society that understood things about the world that modern science still struggles to explain. They built incredible structures around the lake, aligned with celestial bodies, and used the water in their rituals. But there was one fateful night when everything changed. One night, in a single catastrophic event, the entire civilization vanished, leaving behind nothing but ruins and unanswered questions. There were no survivors, no warning, just silence. The lake, once a place of life and activity, became still. Locals say it was a curse, a punishment for tampering with forces they couldn't understand. Others say the lake itself absorbed the entire civilization, that it became their tomb, trapping their souls beneath its depths. The few artifacts recovered from the area contain strange symbols, symbols that no one has been able to fully decode, adding to the mystery. But no one dared to speak about the event. The lake, they said, had a hunger, and it wouldn't rest until it took everything in its path. So, what happens now? Why does the lake remain so eerily silent, so untouched by time? Well, the truth is, people are still drawn to it. Over the years, many brave explorers, scientists, and thrill seekers have tried to uncover the truth, but what they've found only adds to the mystery. Some say that the lake's silence is unnatural, that the water feels thick, as though it resists anything or anyone trying to disrupt its peace. When scientists have attempted to investigate, their equipment malfunctions. Instruments designed to measure the depth of the lake, the chemical composition of the water, and even simple temperature readings go haywire. The readings don't make sense, and in some cases, equipment disappears altogether. Even divers who've attempted to swim to the bottom of the lake have described a feeling of being pulled by something in the water, like an unseen hand guiding them deeper into the unknown. Some divers have claimed they were forced to surface, unable to fight the sensation of pressure, as though the water itself was trying to hold them down. Others, those who were brave enough to go down further, report seeing shapes moving beneath them, shadows that don't belong to fish or natural creatures. These shapes are too large, too deliberate, as though something or someone is watching. A famous legend that surrounds the lake tells the story of a group of divers who entered the lake's depths, only to resurface hours later with no memory of what had occurred. They spoke of a vast cavern beneath the lake, a place that should not exist. Some say the cavern was man-made, but others believe it's a natural formation, one that has been hiding something for centuries. One of the most chilling stories comes from a solo adventurer who traveled to the lake to try and uncover its secrets. The man arrived with high-tech cameras, sensors, and equipment, intending to document everything. His last message, sent late at night, was just a few words. "I found it." That was the last anyone heard from him. His body was found several days later, floating near the lake's edge. His camera equipment was gone. The only footage left was a series of blurry images of something that appeared to be alive. Now, we have to ask, what exactly is happening here? Could this lake be hiding a natural phenomenon that science just hasn't caught up with yet? Or are we looking at something far darker? One theory that has persisted over the years is that the lake is a type of natural portal, a gateway to another world or dimension. Some say the people who disappeared in ancient times didn't die. They were simply transported somewhere else. Perhaps the lake's strange energy creates rifts in the fabric of space and time, pulling anyone too close into another realm. Another theory suggests that the lake may be haunted, a place where the spirits of the lost civilization are still trapped, forever bound to the water. Those who venture too close may feel the presence of these spirits, drawn into the lake by an invisible force. The stillness is not calm. It's the silence of an ancient power watching, waiting for the next soul to claim. And then, there are those who believe that the lake is far more than just a natural or supernatural force. Some researchers claim that the lake could be sitting on top of an ancient energy field, a source of power that could be manipulating the natural world around it. Could it be that the lake's strange calm is a result of an energy field so powerful that it's affecting the space and time around it? There is another layer to this mystery. When people go to the lake, many feel as though they are being watched by something beneath the water. The stillness, they say, feels alive. The air around the lake is thick with a sense of being observed, and not just by the natural world. In some cases, people have claimed to see strange figures standing just out of view, shadows that seem to shift and move when you're not looking directly at them. These figures are often described as tall, thin, and with an aura that feels wrong. Some believe they are guardians of the lake, being sent to protect its secrets. Others think they might be the lost souls of those who tried to uncover the lake's mystery and paid the price. The strangest part of all this is that the lake isn't done yet. Every so often, it seems to call to someone. People have returned to it, almost magnetically drawn, as if they can't resist its pull, and many never come back. It's hard to resist the pull of something so mysterious. The lake's quiet has become its greatest weapon, drawing people in with the promise of secrets waiting to be discovered. But once you're there, once you've stepped too close to its shores, there's no turning back. And so, the mystery of the silent lake continues to haunt those who seek its truth. As we've seen, it's not just the stillness of the water that makes this place so unsettling. It's the sense that something is waiting, watching, and perhaps even calling to those daring enough to uncover its secrets. Whether it's an ancient curse, a rift in time, or the restless spirits of a lost civilization, there's no denying that this lake holds a power unlike anything we've encountered before. But what do you think? Could the lake really be a portal to another dimension? Or is it a place of ancient and unexplainable forces? Perhaps it's something even darker, something beyond our understanding. We may never know the full truth, but one thing is certain. The Silent Lake will never give up its secrets without a cost. If you enjoy diving into this mystery with me, don't forget to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's your theory about the lake? Have you heard any eerie stories of your own? I love reading your thoughts and theories. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any more chilling stories like this one. The world is full of secrets, and together, we'll uncover them, one story at a time. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay curious, because the truth is out there, just beneath the surface. Story number 3. Have you ever felt the eerie presence of something watching you, just before life takes a dark turn? What if I told you that for centuries, there's been an omen that many believe marks the arrival of disaster? A black cat. This isn't just superstition or folklore. From ancient myths to modern-day encounters, the black cat has been known to stalk the shadows, always lingering just before calamity strikes. But what is it about these mysterious creatures that has given them such a notorious reputation? Why are they often seen as a warning, a harbinger of something bad waiting to unfold? Some say it's a curse, others claim it's a guardian, but one thing's for sure. Every time a black cat crosses your path, you can't help but wonder, is it just a cat, or is it something more? Something waiting, watching, and ready to reveal the truth behind its strange, sinister connection to disaster. Stick around as we dive into the mystery of the black cat's tale, a journey through history, superstition, and spine-chilling encounters. By the end of this video, you might just start looking over your shoulder every time a black cat crosses your path. There are few creatures more mysterious than the black cat. Sleek, silent, and often seen in the dead of night. These enigmatic animals have been both feared and adored throughout history. But what makes the black cat so special? What is it that causes people to stop in their tracks, uneasy, whenever one crosses their path? Across cultures and centuries, the black cat has been tied to something darker. A warning, a sign that something is about to go wrong. But is it merely a superstition? Or is there something more sinister lurking behind the presence of these shadowy creatures? Today, we dive deep into the tale of the black cat, a creature that is always present when disaster looms. Is it a sign, a harbinger of doom, or something far more unsettling? Stick around as we explore the ancient stories, eerie encounters, and strange theories that continue to surround these mysterious felines. Our story begins thousands of years ago, in ancient Egypt, where the black cat was a symbol of mystery and power. Cats were revered in Egyptian society, especially the black ones. They were worshipped as protectors and were believed to have a divine connection to the gods. In fact, the goddess Batet, the protector of home and family, was often depicted as a lioness or a cat. To the Egyptians, cats were sacred creatures. They believed that a cat's keen senses, its ability to see in the dark, hear the faintest sounds, and detect changes in the environment, made them closer to the divine. Some even believed cats had the power to see beyond the mortal world, acting as intermediaries between the living and the gods. But as time passed and new belief systems took over, the black cat's reputation shifted. In medieval Europe, the rise of Christianity and the fear of witches led to the demonization of these animals. Cats, especially black ones, became associated with witchcraft. It was believed that witches could transform into cats and that these felines were their familiars, beings that helped them cast spells, control the elements, and even summon evil forces. By the 1600s, during the height of the witch trials, black cats were considered harbingers of misfortune. They were seen as evil omens, creatures that stalked the night, waiting to bring disaster. And so, the black cat's sinister reputation began to grow, and it became feared as a symbol of death and disaster. Fast forward to today, and the black cat is still linked to misfortune, but in a much more personal way. Stories abound of people who've encountered black cats right before life-altering events. Many claim that the appearance of a black cat signals that something bad is about to happen. From natural disasters to personal tragedies, these cats seem to show up when people need to be most wary. One woman, named Sarah, told me that she once saw a black cat cross her path as she walked home from work. It was an unusually quiet evening, and the streets were empty. The cat stared at her with its piercing yellow eyes before vanishing into the shadows. The very next day, she received devastating news. Her childhood home had been destroyed in a fire. She couldn't shake the feeling that the cat had known, that it had somehow been a warning, a harbinger of the tragedy that was about to unfold. Sarah wasn't the only one. Across the globe, there are similar accounts. People seeing black cats right before they receive life-changing news, face an unexpected crisis, or experience a calamity. The cat's appearance is brief, but its presence is always felt. Could it be a coincidence? Or is there something else at play here? So, what could explain this strange phenomenon? Some scientists suggest that cats, particularly black ones, have heightened senses that allow them to perceive changes in the environment before we do. Cats are known for their acute hearing, extraordinary night vision, and sharp instincts. Could these cats be detecting subtle changes in atmospheric pressure, electrical fields, or even the energy of a room, signaling that something is about to happen? It's possible. There's growing evidence that animals, including cats, have the ability to sense natural disasters, like earthquakes and storms, before they hit. Some researchers believe that these animals are picking up on frequencies or vibrations that humans can't detect, allowing them to act as early warning systems of sorts. But then, there are those who argue that there's something far more supernatural at work here. Could the black cat really be a creature that exists beyond our understanding? Could it be tied to ancient forces, entities that have been watching humanity for centuries? Some believe that black cats are guardians, sent to warn us of disasters, not because they are evil, but because they are protectors in disguise. Others suggest that black cats are not just random animals, but spiritual beings, perhaps even ghosts or apparitions that wander the earth, trying to guide us. Maybe they know something we don't, something beyond our comprehension. They appear in our lives not as mere animals, but as ethereal messengers, reminders that we are not alone, and that something significant is on the horizon. From folklore to modern horror, the black cat's role in popular culture has been nothing short of iconic. In countless movies, books, and urban legends, the black cat always seems to show up at just the right or wrong moment. It's a symbol of impending disaster, the silent harbinger of things to come. Take, for instance, the famous horror story Pet Sematary by Stephen King, where a black cat named Church plays a pivotal role in foreshadowing the tragic events that unfold. Or think of all the movies where the black cat is always the first sign of something supernatural, signaling that something bad is about to happen. And yet, despite all the scientific theories and folklore, we are still left with the same question. What is the true connection between black cats and disaster? Is it simply our minds making connections, or is there something more to it? Could these cats actually know more than we do, sensing something hidden in the fabric of reality? So, what do you think? Is the black cat truly a harbinger of doom, or is it merely a coincidence when they cross our path just before disaster strikes? From ancient myths to modern-day encounters, we can't help but wonder if there's more to these mysterious creatures than meets the eye. Whether they are guardians, supernaturally connected, or simply animals with heightened senses, one thing is for certain: they are undeniably connected to some of life's most chilling moments. Have you ever had a black cat cross your path right before something significant happened in your life? I'd love to hear your stories. Leave a comment down below and let's discuss. And if you found this tale as mysterious and spine-chilling as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more incredible stories like this one. Until next time, keep your eyes open, and who knows, maybe the next black cat you see will have a story of its own to tell.